And now, for the first time this week, we're joined by Waterford Community Television and City Cable 15 out of the city of Southfield, and we're pleased to cap off today's show with their mayor. Mayor Ken Siver joins us once again from the city of Southfield. Mayor, thanks for being with us today.
Glad to be here, and glad that the network has extended to the city of Southfield.
Yeah, really pleased to be joined by City Cable 15, and appreciate them joining us each and every day for our live shows from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday through Friday, and give the good people of Southfield another way to enjoy this program and stay informed about what's happening not only in Southfield, but also all throughout southeastern Michigan and across the Great Lakes state. Let's start with what's going on in Southfield right now. Ken, what are some new projects or new initiatives that have been coming up in the city since we last spoke?
Well, we were discussing Northland last time,
yes.
So I'll just give a brief update on that. The former Montgomery Ward Auto Service Center has been demolished. That's on Greenfield Road. And what was the a standalone downtown police station has that also was set back from Greenfield. That has been demolished. The demolition of the JCPenney building has been delayed slightly in that when the state inspectors came out, they found a little more asbestos that hadn't been caught. A huge amount of the Penny's building was just riddled with asbestos materials, from floor tiles to all of the plaster, the wallboard. So all of that had been removed, but they found some mastic with asbestos-containing materials. So that has delayed the demolition, but things are moving along. They're also tearing up. Anybody that has a Northland history knows that was a sea of asphalt all around the shopping center, and so asphalt is being removed as we get ready for the groundbreaking in mid-October for the first new mixed-use buildings. There'll be 5 stories with retail on first floor and apartments in various sizes above.
Mayor Ken Siver joins us from the city of Southfield. Oh, please continue on. Sorry for interrupting.
No, I was just going to say that's kind of the up-to-the-minute update on Northland.
Okay. So we're joined by Mayor Ken Siver. He is the mayor of the city of Southfield with us today on the Megacast. And Mayor, since we last spoke, the COVID-19 situation across the state, definitely here in Oakland County, has significantly changed. Oakland County now considered in the high rate of transmission of COVID-19 by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And since we last spoke, given the COVID situation then and even the COVID situation now, we've seen some municipalities return to in-person meetings, whether it be all of them, or in some cases it's just, for example, school districts that are not affiliated with cities return to in-person meetings, but others have continued to have virtual municipal business being done. What is the case in the city of Southfield? Are your city meetings back in person, or do they continue on virtually?
We had hoped that after Labor Day we would resume in-person meetings for city council, all of our boards and commissions, and the city council in August, seeing what the trends were, has extended the electronic meetings for city council and all boards and commission meetings through the end of 2021. I have to say this is extremely frustrating. I continue to see an increase in cases in Southfield, and we're hearing that these cases are the unvaccinated. So it's and we've done everything here to encourage people to get vaccinated, including partnering with Oakland County Health Division and Ascension Health to have a vaccination clinic right at the municipal building. And finally had to curtail these activities because we didn't have takers. Yet we're well over 6,400 cases in Southfield since March of 2020. It's not something we're happy about.
We're joined by Mayor Ken Siver. He is the mayor of the city of Southfield with us today on the Megacast. And Mayor, we had another storm last night. Thunderstorms throughout the area that did take out power during the storms, at least initially, to about 150,000 people here in southeastern Michigan. A lot of crews were already put out this morning, as early as 8 a.m. this morning by DTE to restore some of the power for those as of the beginning of the show. And when we read an article that was released about 9 a.m., about 19,000 of those 150,000 had their power restored. But this is an ongoing issue we've seen with severe weather taking out people's power, and then there's been issues getting the power back and restored in a timely manner. And both yourself and Lathrop Village Mayor Kelly Garrett launched a petition on moveon.org in an effort to put some additional pressure on DTE Energy. You were quoted saying, "We understand we've had some severe weather events, but at the same time, a good 40% of outages are equipment failures," and closed quote. Care to address what are some of the hopes or demands or issues, particularly in the city of Southfield, that are being taken up with DTE Energy and other energy providers on this issue at this current time? And has any progress been made in any discussions from the city to these providers about addressing these issues?
Well, thank you for bringing that up because it's been extremely frustrating. And when you sit in this chair, people, our residents, want the mayor to do something. And honestly, it has not been the easiest, and things have now improved. But unfortunately, we had to go to a move on petition that we plan to present to the Michigan Public Service Commission as well as the DTE. That and going on one of the local news channels to express our frustration did catch the attention of DTE. And I know I'm not going to take credit for some of the responses that have happened since. Other mayors, including Vicki Barnett in Farmington Hills, and as you mentioned, Kelly Garrett, we have really put the pressure on DTE. People to, the mid-August storm, and this was the fourth or fifth storm, major storm this summer, people were without power 8 days. That's not acceptable. Absolutely not acceptable. And we're finding, and DTE admits that they have old equipment. And so, there's a headline that was just very disturbing to me in the Detroit News: Michigan among the worst states for power outages. And we're in company with Maine, California, West Virginia, and Mississippi. And talking to DTE executives, they admit that they need to do more to replace equipment. And also, although they did a significant amount of tree trimming in Southfield this year, past spring, what I saw was not enough. And they admit that it's not enough. And I also think they need to go wider in when they clear power lines. So the response from DTE was an announcement last week that they're going to spend or commit $70 million to tree trimming, not just in Southfield, but in Southeast Michigan. I'm all over the city. there are plenty of places where we still have trees over power lines. And yes, we've had a lot of severe weather this summer, but it's extremely frustrating. And as I told DTE, I have people calling me and saying, besides losing food, they've lost medications. And what this is, how this has impacted their homes. And, it's frustrating for me because and any other mayor, when you don't get the response that you want from the utility.
And the communication on top of that, it was something that was mentioned as a frustrating point as well. Mayor Ken Siver from the city of Southfield with us on the Megacast today. And so a few more minutes with you. There's not really a good way to go about addressing these issues or communicating these issues and the issues that the community has with DTE directly. Has your city's discussions, any that may be in place from your city or from your partnership with Lathrop Village and their mayoral office as well, to open some of those lines of communication and give residents a better ability to speak their mind to this provider that they really don't have a whole lot of choice in utilizing the services of, or at the very least, to open more lines of communication from municipalities to DTE Energy so that partnership can come into play to address some of these issues on a city-to-city, municipality-to-municipality level.
So we also contacted our state Senator Jeremy Moss and our state representative Kyra Harris Bolden, and they have been in discussions with DTE. I have since had quite a bit of communication after the petition and the piece aired on Channel 4, but they are much more responsive. Honestly, I called, I didn't get a return phone call. And what I've gotten since are sincere apologies. I want to work with with this utility and the people that work for it. I don't want to be at war with them, but again, the frustration when you have power out 6, 7, 8 days, and you don't hear, and then on top of that, their communication system, when you went online and told DTE or checked with DTE, and the message would come back, we're going to have your power on Saturday morning. Saturday morning came, no power. Saturday, there were many messages that went out that gave people hope that the power would be restored, and those messages were inaccurate. So that also has frustrated our residents when there's not reliable information. And people need to plan. If they know that they're going to be without power another couple of days, then they're going to make decisions about their household, food, on and on and on. So DTE admits that they need to improve the information system. One person told me, a DTE official told me, they're just going to scrap it and start all over.
Yeah, those lines of communication need to be improved, and these systems need to be improved. And if it has to happen on a municipality-to-municipality basis or through discussions openly with the communities that are affected by DTE and that particular utility, or Consumers Energy, another local energy utility, these are issues that are continuing to be problematic for people, especially as we have more severe weather and especially as more of in-home life becomes important to out-of-home life, as we've had throughout this pandemic, with people working from home, being educated from home, and spending more time at home as we go through this pandemic. Mayor Siver, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us today.
Happy to be there with you, and thank you very much for giving me the time to explain where we're at.